As you evaluate the assignment, and whether it should remain a part of the course requirements, you might consider the following. You might need to determine if learners need this self-assessment, or if another questionnaire would be more helpful. What does the questionnaire do? It definitely requires learners to complete an online survey, which is a skill that may be useful. Results of the questionnaire are based on each learner's responses, which is an individual activity. Writing an essay, for example, is another individual follow-up activity. Because a monetary cost is now associated with a longer version of the questionnaire, you need to determine if the cost is worth the benefit to individual learners and to the class as a group. These kinds of evaluations should take place for each assignment listed in the syllabus. You need to decide which materials are still relevant, which need to be revised, and which need to be replaced. Then you know how many activities you have to keep and how many new activities need to be developed. Course materials that you should create include activities and assignments, plus the instructions for completing them. In addition, you need to create items like a syllabus, course schedule, reading lists, and sample documents to be used with the assignments and activities you create. Course materials that you may find from other sources include documents that can be linked to the course site, using external or internal links, depending upon who created a document, video or audio files of important events, tours, interviews. What you need to prepare now are the assignment sheets that describe what exactly is required by learners, and how and in what form the assignment must be submitted. Multimedia are best used to show instead of tell how processes operate, clarify abstract concepts, and enliven new information. Older types of online education allowed learners to be more passive in their interaction with materials. Reading, answering questions, or writing a paper or two might have been all that were required to show that learners had gone through the material. Simulations allow learners to practice skills, visit locations online instead of in the field, and see the results of their activities. These activities may be especially well suited to kinesthetic and visual learners. You may be able to recreate lab conditions in a virtual setting in some simulations, but you also may want streaming audio/video links so that learners can observe experiments or interviews as they happen. Interactive personality or learning style inventories may be useful for you and those enrolled in the class to understand how they best relate to others and take in information. Video conferences, chat sessions, and other synchronous discussions. Whether you are using interactive questionnaires or written evaluations, learners and teachers should evaluate each class as soon as it is over. The evaluations can be done anonymously, if the institution prefers, or they may be a course requirement, like any other assignment. These types of activities and assignments require you to create the appropriate descriptions, reminders, instructions, and guidelines in order for learners to understand their assignments and to complete them successfully. Several universities or colleges provide excellent documentation of course content and ways to use course websites. They highlight the types of information that you may need to write or design so that prospective learners know which courses are offered. If the course is taught purely online or involves other distance learning methods such as televised class sessions or on-site proctored exams, and which hardware and software are required for course participation. The syllabus, assignment sheets, grading criteria, course and institutional policies, and contact lists of email addresses and phone numbers, for example, are permanently and prominently displayed at the course website. The teacher takes on additional courses and may begin to develop new courses. Some teachers, however, prefer to teach already established courses and never develop their own course. Even if you never develop an online course, you can make someone else's course design your own. By modifying materials within the institution's guidelines, of course, you could add information that you think learners need to know. So, that's why we have to preparing a teach Before you teach subsequent courses, you should receive the textbook and information to access other teachers' course sites so that you can study the materials. This level of preparation should help you understand not only the content that you will be teaching, but also the online format, schedule, course objectives, and assignments. As a teacher, you should be able to provide basic troubleshooting suggestions to students who may panic or at least become frustrated when they cannot use a tool or access information. You should be able to tell the difference between a problem you and the student can solve and one that. In addition to content-related changes, teachers also face changes in website design. The design of the course may not change dramatically from term to term. Technical design changes may occur rapidly. You must be flexible and allow yourself plenty of prep time before you teach an online course. Effective online teachers embrace new technology and expect to learn new skills rapidly, changes and problems, and learn how to use a new system. Just because you teach online, you should not feel isolated from other colleagues. Anytime you are hired to teach a course someone else designed, you will probably have differences with the originating designer or curriculum developer. You may have a different vision for the program and ideas to change the direction or emphasis of the curriculum. You may have worked with another interface you prefer, but now you are stuck with a different system. In online education, you are probably going to have some philosophical differences concerning the technology, too. If you are asked to teach online courses you did not design, you may wonder if the course will ever feel like your own. Although you may be able to provide additional activities and materials for learners online, most institutions do not want individual instructors tampering too much with their established courses and designs. Nevertheless, you can make your course stand out from the rest, simply because there is no other teacher just like you. You alone are responsible for creating a learning community within your classroom. You must guide students to learning materials and activities and facilitate these educational experiences. You can establish an environment in which learners feel free to discuss and question but yet are respectful of other learners and the teacher. Although you may not have designed the course, you can put your unique stamp on the course through your discussions with learners about the material. With more time for communication with students, you can more actively participate in discussions and perhaps share additional resources with learners. You will need some preparation time as you teach, but your focus can be directed primarily to meeting learners' needs and guiding the class to the new materials as well. Having a mentor and contact person especially is important for new faculty. Although that lifeline is important to each teacher, mentors who are already familiar with programs and special events, such as an annual series of training workshops about the institution and its inner workings, mentors can introduce you to other faculty or suggest ways for you to get up to speed, can let you know what types of activities take place or how often they are offered. You have designed the course or you are teaching a course someone else designed. Having a positive, adaptive attitude and being willing to learn quickly are key attributes for all successful online teachers. Online courses should encourage learners to interact with materials, ideas, and each other throughout the term. Your job is to design materials and activities appropriate to the subject matter, the level of the course, and the best ways for learners to understand information and develop skills. Materials should be unique to that course but appropriate for the skills and knowledge levels learners need at that point in the curriculum. Your course's subject matter should not overlap that presented in other courses, but should be a logical extension of previous courses and a bridge to more advanced content. You may need to write instructions, assignment sheets, guidelines, sample documents, and other informative pieces to help learners understand how to use the course site and find what they are looking for. Developing course materials is an ongoing job. Just because a course is approved should not mean that it becomes static term after term. As technology, subjects, and teacher and learner expectations change, so should the course. Keeping an eye on what you want to add or modify in a course is an important, continuing part of course and curriculum development. Often, updating one course requires further curriculum modification.